So I'm live again. It's Friday, 5 o'clock. Got my paper, got my pen, waiting for some people to join. And okay, let's see who will join. And it's Friday, it's the donation based light language healing session. Every Friday, whenever possible, I'm here to support you, help you, guide you, to maybe help you understand a little bit more what is happening around you in your world. Um, I have two, how do you say, people who send a message and hi Carrie, and send a message to with some kind of a question. At least when I translated it in my system, it was like, okay, this is interesting. There was one question was something to be healed in a physical part, and I replied like, okay, that's I'm almost convinced it will be possible to do that, but it's not something for this live healing session. It's more like something private, and I'm willing and open to do that, and I work on a donation basis so that there's an equal, balanced energy exchange, and whatever that will be is up to you. And that person reacted with, for me, it translated like anger and explanations of all kinds of programs. And so it triggered me, but it was put away. And then secondly, somebody asked me for something wise, and I always prefer to have small personal issues because then we heal that in your energy field, in your universe, and from there on we change the universe around you. And that same, not the same, but that person, it was for me at least in the same line, and it was like feeling lack of abundance. And I was like, oh, interesting. Two persons reacting and with the same topic, almost the same topic, for me at least. So, hi, Sophie. So I started thinking, well, that could be interesting. That could be a sign. That could be a message what to do today. So if I'm looking at abundance, of course, first of all, let me cough. If I look at abundance, then first of all, I'm writing down there needs to be an understanding of what I am, of what my capabilities are, of how much power I got, how much I let myself be blocked and stopped by the world around me, by others, how much control I got for myself, so how much control I give away, knowing or not knowing. And how is my understanding of that? How is my belief system in this? How is my trust? How is my self-love? So it's like it's like connecting all these dots around it, and it's like everything is connected to this part of abundance. And and of course there are programs put into your field by whoever, but who cares? But they are in your system, in your field. So let's see what is in the self-control part. How much can you manage yourself? How much can we take away by putting codes on it? And so it's a very interesting topic, I think, but I think that touches almost all aspects. And of course, if you start with your understanding, do you really realize that you are a multidimensional being? What do you need to really understand that you are that being? Is that something I can help you with, or is that something you need to evolve, or how does it work for you? So that's interesting. And then if you start believing, how much do you really trust that it is like what you start believing? Ah, okay. And what kind of layers you can distillate in between? Interesting, for me at least. Um, and your belief system, is it like conditional belief or is it unconditional belief? Because I'm convinced, my belief system, my truth, that we should be in unconditionality. Conditions are something from the brain, something like we were taught, like we programmed. So let's stay away from conditioning. So the unconditional belief system. And then can you trust on whatever you believe, you understand, you know, and you um, uh, yeah, all these things. Can you trust on that? Again, unconditionally. And if somebody else shows something else, can you be without judgment? Just understand that there are other beings doing different things, have different experiences, which is all perfectly okay, whatever that experience is. And all these things are connected to this feeling of lack in whatever way. This example of lack is lack of abundance, but it's lack of being in connection with your inner world, with your inner source. It's lack of being able to take away programs in that, and all these kinds of things. So it touches everything. So I'm very grateful for these questions, for these remarks, and um, so I want to work on that. Unless we got some questions next to this. So I'm first going to check who is in the house, and I can see that for me there are 10 people in the house. So welcome everybody, and I hope you all have a good time. And if there's anything I can do to help you, and of course I would love to have a how do you call it, a doctor's outfit here and be a physical doctor, but I'm not. I work on the emotional, the energy parts. And my belief system tells me that if there's an imbalance, cosmical, galactical, cosmical, in your energy field, your energetic field, then it will show somehow in your physical part. So if you have a physical problem, normally we can treat that with energetic work or cosmical work, and then it will be reversed. Plus, you need to do yourself, make decisions. But most questions of physical, uh, in the physical field, are of people who are far away from their higher self connection, who are further away from their heart connection, and 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 of course, logical when you are in pain or in distress, you don't know another way, you will go see the doctor, and the doctor tells you take this, and if you take it, it will stop you from feeling even what's happening. So it takes you farther away. So sometimes it's a long time to go back. I preferably see what's happening in the energetic field, and is it something you can, by your decisions, by following your inner light, what you can do yourself about it. Okay, that's to start. Let's see who's in the house. I can see Carrie. Hi, Carrie, and happy birthday with your son. I saw that today. I thought it was today. I'm not sure anymore. Patricia is on the other end. Um, Patricia is always helping, not always, but most often helping me, supporting the energy, supporting a safe space for everybody listening to this directly live or on the recording. And Patricia is my partner, and together we have Inner Source. That's getting more and more in the form of what we want. Sophie, hi, welcome here. Lex, welcome. Good to have you here. Sophie and Sophia, Tanya. Happy New Day, yeah. It's an Earth Day, so for some people. Lex tells us it's a learning process. You're already connecting in that question. Yes, it is. It is a learning process, and we can all learn this. Paul Castaneda, hi Paul, welcome. Patricia Schrijver and Paul Castaneda. Let me see. There are 2 questions coming up there, so we'll look at it. Hi Natika, I still have to call you back. Sorry for that, but I will do it. It was very busy. And Barbara, welcome Barbara, and Maria also there. So we have a whole nice group. And I see 2 more questions, so I'm going to see if I can connect them all together and then work with that. That's normally how I do it. If I have a session, I talk to you or to a couple of persons, and people tell me things, and then I make my own story of it. It's like what resonates for me, and then I say, okay, now I can make clear codes for that, and the codes will come directly in that aspect what's needed, and then the healing starts, the motion starts. And when I'm saying that, I see that Sylvia is making a large message. Let me see what you wrote. We know we are multidimensional beings. I hope so, and I sure do. Yet we are here playing in the material. Yes, we are, and we all have our different place. It would be good to fully comprehend how we are operating in the fraud on the material plane. That's personal. People should know how the financial system works. Yeah, because there are different. This is one point of view. There are more point of views. For me, it doesn't really matter anymore what kind of systems there are, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all not important because all these systems are here created. I have to close down the WhatsApp. All these systems are here created to distract us, to seduce us, to get out in the outer world. So this is one point of view, and I believe that there are many of these things we can be attracted to, seduced to, distracted to. And for me, there's only one thing, is go back to your heart. Whatever crap the world is showing you. Because if you start really connecting to your heart, then you come back to that part of trust, understanding, self-love, and belief. So for me, it's their opinions, and they're beautiful because everybody is doing something with that and putting energy in it or taking energy out of it, and it's beautiful. But the core, the essence is connecting to your higher self, connect to your heart. So I saw two questions, and one is from Patricia Schrijver. Can you help my neck, tailbone, and right foot? Neck, tailbone, okay. And right foot. And Paul Castaneda, how can you release trauma? Paul, I think in 2 weeks, Patricia is doing the meditation again. We believe that a lot of emotional experiences are stuck in connected to our pineal gland, and Patricia is doing a meditation working on that. So that my first advice is connect to Patricia VDF Taylor, send her a message that you would like to join in the coming English spoken meditation. And secondly, we can work on this. And for me, trauma is almost always inner child related. And maybe, Paul, you can be a bit more precise what kind of trauma. Okay. So what I'm doing is like a normal private session. I gather all this information, and now it's for a group. And when I gather all the information, I can make source codes for that. And from the source code, we're going to heal. So by the questions of feeling lack of abundance, it's very important that we understand we are multidimensional beings. We got a particle, a photon of the source in our hearts. And we don't need proof for that. It's just a gut feeling, understanding that that's there. It's like understanding that there are more beings so that the beings can be around. It's understanding that it's like that you understand the sun will come up and will go down. You understand that there are stars. You understand you don't need any proof on that. Somebody with a white shirt can tell you, I'm a scientific guy and this is the proof. But you know it. It's in your heart. So it's in my belief system. You got a photon of the source, a part of the source. That's a very important part because you're directly connected to the source in your heart. So therefore, I always say, put your hand on your heart as much as possible, as long as possible, preferably the rest of your life. Duct tape it and never let it go, if possible. This will bring you closer to the connection of the source. Next to that, this helps many things. we got television, we got governments, we got so many things, newspapers, all this blah blah blah. Not important, but the brain was soaked in with it. Even if we watch a movie, there are hidden codes there which are trying to program you. And most of these programs are telling you disconnect from the heart. So what we want to do is connect to the heart as much as possible. Duct tape your hand; it will help start bringing that into the heart area, so that your heart can be your filter. It's your compass, and it can be a filter, filtering all the crap from the outer world. And whatever the outer world is bringing, it's not important. It's just a movie. You are the main player. You can decide today I will be the main role character in a western. Tomorrow I'll be in a romantic movie. It's your choice. That's the good thing about this planet. You got your body, your your earth being. It's not you. You are a human being. Maybe you look like my friends behind me. Maybe you look like whatever. Who cares? But you are just here to get these experiences. And getting into these experiences, you have to understand that you are a multidimensional being, and being connected to the source and having multidimensional being powers, self healing multidimensional being powers, connected to your higher self. Can you imagine that your higher self would put you on this planet with lack? Of course not. Everything is there. But the brain has taken over much of you, and the belief systems have told you that there's lack of this, lack of that. It's not there. It's not there. Only when you put energy into it. So what I want to do, really go back into this belief system, pull you back into your own belief systems. When I pull you back in your belief systems, I can start work with pain in the neck, traumas, all these kind of things. So let me see. Paul did answer something. Emotional trauma, I've been anxiety. Okay. And I also see that Carrie is saying, can I request assistance for patience and forgiveness? Okay. So for now, I'm going to do the first round of codes. It's like almost 15 minutes. So let's do the first round of codes. Always close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and open for what is coming. So what I'm first going to do is to connect you with your photon of the source to your heart area. From there, I will connect you to everything in your physical body, everything in the field around you, all to the photon of the source, in all timelines, in all dimensions, all quantum fields. Connecting that to the higher self with all its beautiful being helpers. Connecting that to the central sun and to the source. And of course, anchor all these connections back into Mother Earth, to the core. So close your eyes, hand on the heart, and this and it's also good to see that nobody had heard that the microphone was not really standing next to me, but hopefully this is better. Ears. Shum, 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 shum. And open yourself, close your eyes, still keep them closed, and let this field of energy work on you. The beings are going to help you, and they take away all kind of programs which is holding you back from believing in your own connections. So connecting you to all in the physical, to the photon of the source. Everything around you, all to the photon of the source, in all time, space, dimensions, and infinity. Clearing you from any programs which are holding you from this. Clearing your space so that you are open for multidimensional connections. Connecting you to your higher self. All your beautiful spirit guides, all to the photon of the source in your heart. connecting you to the central sun, Jashishu, connecting you to the source. This is all done for the highest good, the highest light. And connecting all these beautiful energies to Mother Earth, the kernel of our. So feel the peace the source is bringing you. Feel the blessed energy. Now we're going to delete all programs which are taking you out of your understanding, out of your trust. And filling all the space we created by taking away these disbelief systems, filling it with self-love. Clearing pains in the physical system like the neck, the tailbone, the right foot. Open up that you are at the right pace always. As you are in the now, you understand what the right pace will be. Open the heart. And we'll take a sip of water. So what I just done is clearing every attendee or later on listener space, field, clearing that, connecting that to the photon of the sun, just be aligned again. And being aligned, it's easier to widen the connection with the higher self, the source, the central sun, and Mother Earth. So that's the next phase. And from there on, we're going to re-establish remembrance of trust. So let's do that directly. So close your eyes again. Go on, we move on. So this is widening the pipeline between you, your higher self, the central sun, and the source. Directly into the earth. And from there on, helping you to remember your multidimensionality. Thank you, Lex. I'm so glad that you can finally follow me. No. It's beautiful that you can. And I'm really happy. And thank you. Yeah. Again, still the red line. How do you call it? The main line of this is the feeling of lack. Everybody. No, that's not true. I believe that most people understand that there's a law of attraction. There's the law of one, there's the law of attraction, and there are many, many other galactic laws, but these, for me, are the main ones. So, of course, if you put energy to something, it will make it big. If you put energy exactly in the opposite direction, you can make it zero. So, if you think of lack of abundance, it's like deprogram your program of feeling lack. So put effort by choice, your free will, connected to your heart. You can understand, okay, it's like driving on the road and you feel that you're constantly going to the left side somehow. You put it to the other side so that you can move in the other direction. So you are able, by having the steering wheel, to change this thinking pattern, this programming pattern. So you have to put some effort in that. The effort is purely created, in my opinion, by the trust. The more you trust, the more you lean back and trust, without any proof. Just trust. It's there. Your higher self is creating it. The more you do that, the more proof will come up and appear for you, and the more direct. So it's a very beneficial and interesting thing to do. Um, so start working on that trust. And trust is, I can give you codes for trust that will help you. It will wipe clean all the dust between you and your higher self and in the trust program. Sometimes there are packages of programs in your field implemented implemented, and so we can take them away or cut them out or whatever is needed. But every time and time again, you have to make the decision: is it this or that? Is it this or that? Is it trust or is it distrust? Is it trust? And every split second, you have new choices, and in these choices, you have to be in the now to make them at the right moment. So being in the now is also very important. And being in the now, I will put some energy on now, in the now. That's nice, I think. Okay, so let's start. Close your eyes, connect to your inner world. Everything, all these codes are still working, are still active, and for some people, there are beings helping, assisting, and clearing more than was before. And so, what we are going to do now is to reestablish the remembrance of the only importance that there is, that is being in the now. Because the rest is programmed. It's not, there is only now. Shinyaka Turidikata So in whatever dimension you move into right now, it's all in the now. Kiata fu so take away all programs or distractions in your fields that is taking you off of the now. Hmm. Maria, you got the flu. Yeah, that is very good. It's clearing and cleansing. It's an old purpose. It's nasty to go through, but it's very helpful to clear not only your physical system, but it gives you time to stand still in the now and really are. There's nothing else. If you're sick and you're in bed and you have the flu, there's only now. So it's really a helpful instrument. If you see it like that, it's very positive. And of course, I wish you all to wish you to get better. And great that you have time to be here right now. So being in the right in the now, helping supporting you to make decisions, which helps you to remember everything. Sure, anyap katosh ni juju juz ara judicha shum shum ba juz ish ukut jiu ju Beautiful to see that, Lex. Great. So again, we're starting with abundance, like the feeling of lack of abundance. The first things that pop up in my system is, okay, there's something not completely as powerfully created in knowing that you're multidimensional, understanding the powers you have, understanding that we are living in a beautiful planet of learning, experiencing, that all is created by our inner world. We are actually in the now moment creating what we can see around us. So this belief system, this trust and belief system is often, not often, is based on self-love, self-respect, seeing yourself, understanding yourself as a multidimensional being. Of course, there will be programs which are put as a present in your field, and they will help you to move out of your inner world. But understanding more and more and more that you are the powerful being, that you are of light, that you are directly connected to the source, that you're part of the source, that as you are a part of the source, you are as powerful as the source, that if you are as powerful as the source and your higher self would never let you fall and do something that wasn't planned or wasn't intended. Remembering that everything in all these universes is beautifully created at the best. Everything is perfectly orchestrated. All is connected in all these universes. Can you imagine how complex that must be? So understanding this all is just the only thing what we need is understanding ourselves, whatever vehicle we choose, or our higher selves have chosen for us, like this is my vehicle. I'm not Robert van Kooten. I'm a multidimensional being. Probably have a complete different sound of name than Robert is. But it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful experience. So we go back to the coding, and the codings are for really understanding, feeling, and living the understanding and trusting so that we can really, really start trusting. I hope it makes a little bit of sense, but here they come. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, or one hand on your heart. In all time, space, dimensions, and infinities. This is for the really understanding the trust system. Hmm. Paul, can you tell me what is the program? That's the program of disbelief. Do you understand it well? Just let me know. Um, yeah, okay, the program of disbelief. Okay, and that's everything is perfectly orchestrated. I'm talking to Paul, but I'm indirectly talking to all. Everything is perfectly orchestrated, and there are many, 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 many eons that we are on this planet, each of us, and each and all of us. And in this long period, they beings have been trying to make us little, just human beings, monkeys or whatever. So it's okay that you feel this disbelief, that you feel that things aren't like that. My coach will help you to start opening up again. So it's very important, as I see it, that you connect to your own inner world, that you understand that everything which comes into your energy field is a distraction. This is the planet where we can have opposite things, where there's distractions. Everything is interesting. It's all taking you in your outer world. You can say something about somebody, you can feel something of something, You can judge it. There's so much distraction. There's so much seduction. And all these things are just helping you. They're little flags like saying, this is not where you want to be. You want to be in your inner world. If you connect to your heart, connect to your inner world, it's easier to get into this belief system. It's easier to determine what is still a program in your field, and you can deprogram that. You can have help with that, but you can also do it yourself. So, because you are a multidimensional being, so it's this is supporting the things you already can do yourself. There's nobody who can master you. There's nothing that can master you. You have to start understand that there's no masters. Any school in this planet telling you this is your master doesn't resonate for me. What resonates for me is that I can decide myself. I can make my own stupid decisions. I can understand what I feel. I can start learning what I feel. And the more I open up for feeling, and don't forget, my mantra until not long ago was I can't feel anything. So I turned it around in I can sometimes feel something, and then I turn it around, and then I can feel more and more and more, and so I can turn it around more and more and more. So you are turning your own volume button all the time. That's fine tuning. This is your steering wheel. So these codes are just supportive, helping you understanding what you can do yourself. And of course, it's good that you take some help from somebody at a time. Perfect. Everybody should do that, especially healers. Oh, yeah. There are also beings around us, like these beautiful blue beings. They work around us, they help us, support us. We have to ask them things, like you have to talk to your higher self, like you have to talk to the beings. And by doing this, you can get more and more open to information that is around us all the time. Okay, maybe it's a mixture of a lot of things. For me, it's still a clear, um, it's a clear line of information from the feeling of lack until the self-empowerment, when there is understanding that there is no lack. And the proof that there is no lack, for me, is the manifestation. So if you, for instance, manifest something, you can, if it wasn't there, you couldn't manifest it. So if it's there, you can manifest it, because the only thing with manifestation, in my belief system, you need to do is to really, really feel how it is if something was already there. You taste it, you hear it, you feel it, you smell it, you can embrace it. It's already, you can touch it, it's already there. And then you let it go completely, and then it's there. So if you need proof, that was the proof. Okay, let me see Maria at the flu. Yes, Maria is getting love from Barbara. Lex is starting to understand my light language. Wow, that's really amazing, and I applaud you, Lex, for this. Paul is understanding a little bit more of these programs, I believe. And Patricia giving hugs. Thank you, and thank you for the codes. I feel energy flowing in my neck, tailbone, and right foot. So awesome. It's so easy. No, I don't want to be brag, but uh, and to understand, Patricia, it has to do with the trust. So when you start opening, your heart is opening, and you're connected to your heart, and you really start leaning back in the trust that everything is perfectly orchestrated, that you are a multidimensional being with multidimensional healing powers. You are opening the gate that another multidimensional being can bring in codes for healing, or bringing beings for healing into your field. So it's like a cooperation. So yeah. Um, okay. Is there any questions on what I'm just telling? Is it clear for everybody? I take a sip of water. Are you still following me? Did you lose me? It's okay. Okay. Just let me know. Maybe sometimes I say it, but at StreamYard I can't always see everybody. It's funny, and I see Sophia talking, and first I'm going to see some comments. Understand the possibility on whatever you say. This is the best comment I ever had. That was beautiful. Thank you for that, Lex. Yeah, beautiful. I love that. Yeah. Thank you, Paul, as well. I see, and I'm not, I said neglecting you, Sophia, but I see you're writing a lot about birth certificate things and that. Not everybody is right, is ready for that. Um, I looked into it, and I it's also distraction, and if you understand that it's more complex and maybe not for all here. This is for healing and the birth. It's interesting if I expect that Sophia knows a lot about it. So if somebody's interested in that, there's a lot of information, but it's deep system information, from every aspect. Um, but for me, it's not the type of thing to really get into. It's like when these uh, models of diseases from the whole world were there. Um, it's not interesting for me because it's a model. It's like this is for healing, and getting into a certain thinking pattern is not beneficial for everybody. So it's not helping at that aspect. So that's clear. Let me say, okay. So no questions. Uh, yeah, I see a question. To clear the field to get the information needed. Okay, that's a nice one because then it's for open for all. Uh, and yeah, let's do that. It's a good one. So close your eyes. In all time, space, dimensions, and infinity, I'm going to create codes which helps everybody individually to get a clear field so that you are open for information needed, including downloads, including codes. And this is an all-time space dimension. So whenever you are re-listening to this, you can reactivate this. It's opening your crown chakra, your third eye, your pineal gland, through your heart. It's making a safe space for you. It lets your higher self be the filter together with your heart. So there's a deep purity and love connection in this. And I'm always grateful for questions, whatever questions, because it somehow translates in my thinking area. So these codes were helping me to remember that, of course, whatever we do, it all has to be straight from the heart and as pure as possible. We are light workers, we are multidimensional beings of light, and our heart is our compass. So if we are connected to our heart and we use it as pure as possible, and you know when you are pure, there's nothing you ever will be doubtful in. You always know when you're pure. So if you're connected to the heart and pure, then the light can be as powerful as meant. So I want to give some codes as well to support you or help you to remember to be pure, to be as pure as possible in connection with your heart, to be as shiny as possible. So close your eyes, hand on the heart. All time, space, dimensions, and infinity. So purity of heart, purity of light is the basis. Going back to the lack, there is no lack. There's only mind programs put in the mind. And when they have power over you, then often there is a disconnection to your heart, disconnection from the heart to your higher self, central sun, source, maybe not grounded, connection to the earth. And so when these feelings, in whatever form they can pop up, these lack feelings or this disbelief or this self-lowering feelings pop up, first hand is your first aid, is put your hand on your heart and really start feeling. And the more you do it, for me, it's when I started doing it, I could feel my heart grow. It's like, the whole space around, the energy field around was growing and growing and growing. So the more you connect to your heart, you put one of your hands on your heart and you can change it. It doesn't matter which one it is. And start being as pure as possible. And of course, we're seduced or distracted, so we make decisions which we later on say, that wasn't pure. That's okay. We learn from it. And as long as we start understanding that everything in our field around us is helping us to connect to the heart, to connect to the light, to connect to the higher self, they are all helping to remember. And if we start using that information to come back into our field, then it is easier to understand, to trust, and to believe that all is well, all is perfectly orchestrated, and everything is already there. That's for today. Maybe there are some more comments or questions. I can wait for that a little while. But I think that's the main red line. I understand that, Carrie, maybe you can still give me an answer on your patience and forgiveness. For me, patience is something that's maybe I cannot give codes for, because that's something that has to do with expectations. If you expect something to happen, and if you don't see it happen, you get irritated. If that's my translation at this moment. That's choice, making decisions, connect to your higher self, connect to your inner world, and make in the now moment choices. Forgiveness. I think it was last week or the week before I talked about forgiveness. I am a strong believer that we never can forgive anything on this planet except what we do, and we don't need to, because everything is perfect. Of course, if you are not pure, you can forgive that decision after you made that correction to the pureness, and out of pureness, from out of self-love and self-understanding, self-respect, it's possible that you think of forgiveness. I believe that forgiveness is programmed, because then it makes somebody in an other position, higher position or lower position, to say something about the other, and we are all equal. We're all the same. We're all one. So but we can talk about it a little bit more. Um, Let me see that if I forget any questions, I'm uh, excusing myself. I don't see them all. Um, Thank you for that, Maria Arnold Tech. I hope I pronounced your name right. Um, yeah, and I hope they work for everybody. So if in the coming period, week time, you feel that you get stuck or you don't understand it, just connect, because Patricia and I will always answer, and we always try to find a solution, and we do everything on donation basis. So whatever is happening, it's a love donation. If you like it, more important, support us, share it, things like that. That's something we really would appreciate. And we do sessions, and we love to do sessions. The coming weeks we are a little bit busy because we're going to have a little trip to Holland again, and but there's always time to give an answer and things like that. So grateful for the gift of eternal love. Yeah, we are, and we are all eternal love. And uh, thank you likewise, because you are here, and together we are creating this tribe of information for everybody. And we always forget, but most watchers, most viewers are in the galaxies watching what we are doing. So it's always it's a pleasure. If you pop up any questions for the coming weeks, perfect. I will always try to find a way to get connected to whatever you are asking for. Um, if you struggle with doing things for yourself, which I talk like you can do it, just connect. Um, if you want to have a meditation with Patricia, the English one, I think it's in 2 weeks, not this weekend, but the weekend next to it. If you're already on the mailing list, you will get information. If not, you can get in the mailing list. And we are back on Thursday with our weekly, and I hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great weekend. Love you all.